Does everybody know George? George is kind of bearing silent witness to all of our work together this afternoon. Thanks for being here with us. Okay. I hope each of you is here for 90-second presentations. Yes. Good. You'll be surprised how fast they go. Let's see here. Okay. I got a short speech, right? So just for my sake, who are the groups that are here with us today? Texas is here. Excellent. Who else?
University of St. Thomas.
St. Thomas, good. Hong Kong. He's a long way from home. Okay, who else?
Oxford.
Oxford, yes. Familiar with your work. Okay, so I'm going to read a short summary of kind of why we're here. Hopefully nobody gets surprised. I appreciate that only one team member will be talking, otherwise it'd be a rather awkward kind of thing to do in 90-second. And I'm indifferent as to what order we're going in. Have you guys figured that out? You failed your first assignment, you're supposed to know that. Okay, who would like to go first? Gosh, that's a way to close it. Make everything quiet. Excellent, so Texas go first.
It's Texas, UST, Hong Kong, and then Oxford.
I agree, that's a great way to do it. Did everybody hear the gentleman? Okay, so we're going to go Texas, St. Thomas, Hong Kong, and Oxford. Look at that, we don't even know each other, we can make things work. Okay, here we go. So imagine that you are an employee of the company whose case you've been studying. You're at a meeting in which people are discussing the issue. However, no one has brought up ethics. There's a pause in the conversation. You have 90 seconds in which to convince the other people at the meeting that there are ethical issues that need to be addressed. You don't have to argue for a solution. You just need them to see that there are serious ethical issues here. One member of the team will do this. Okay. I'm ready to begin when you are.
Yes, sir. There's no need for background or anything like that?
There is not.
All right.
Go ahead.
Thank you for having me here. My name is Travis Stockton. I've been with Walmart's Global Ethic Office for about 5 years now, and we're here to talk about food waste. Walmart's made a promise to the public that by 2015, we'd get our food waste down to 0%. We failed terribly. Now, what my group's here to do is we're here to talk about how we can remedy this and how we can create solutions to take care of the ethical obligations we have as a company. So, in the past, what other companies like ours, and our company in particular too, has done is we find ways to put posters on the wall and do things that make us look good in the public eye. But what we fail to do is actually get into the communities and change what's happening in those communities to create sustainable systems. What our plan is to move into these sustainable systems and create networks with local nonprofits, the community at large, and the community in need that we work in. Our goal is to work through these systems and create something that everyone can take part in and everybody can participate in. One of the major problems companies like ours has had is that whenever we do good work in the community, it stops as soon as we leave. So what Walmart has the opportunity to do here today is to be different from everybody else. And that difference is actually making a difference by creating sustainable networks that we can operate through to make the community better and individuals in our community happier, healthier, and more satisfied with their quality of life.
I'm just drawing a picture of Travis, so if you guys want to take it, I'm kidding. I'm not.
Just think of Santa
You have a
Claus.
beard.
Kind eyes, Santa Claus beard, and a very, very strong glare off the forehead.
Well, okay. Is the team from St. Thomas ready? What's your name?
Amiri Brothers.
Mary, excellent. Okay. Okay, Mary, I'm ready when you are.
50 $3 billion. That's our latest evaluation. Uber has come a long way since being a small company in serving one community. We're now a global company making impact all across the world. But this has not been without issue. Just like every other industry in the sharing economy, we face our fair share of ethical implications, and we need to make sure we're addressing that to foster trusting relationships. We have a complex web of stakeholders, all of whom have competing interests and to whom we have duties and obligations. But these same groups, they have rights and they can impose those rights on us in different ways. We need to make sure that we're acting in a virtuous manner so that we're creating a reputation of trust. We've had no shortage of ethical issues here, from customers being assaulted by drivers due to poor background checks, and from issues with having our drivers as contractors versus employees. And that speaks to the issue of fairness. The bottom line is this. We need to make the honest and the just choice to put the rights of our stakeholders first and to make sure that we're moving forward in a direction that helps foster trusting relationships. Trust has to be our currency. Without it, and especially in the days of social media and the internet, trust can be gone like that. We need to do everything we can to make sure our business can continue to grow and move forward.
Okay.
Anytime?
Why not?
Okay.
Let's begin when you're ready.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chang, and I'm a plant manager at Vector Group, the fourth largest tobacco company in America. If I ask you, in which industry on average gives its CEOs the highest pay, what would be your answer? High tech, banking, or petroleum? The correct answer actually is tobacco industry, which on average paid out $14 million last year to its CEOs, and our CEO, Howard Rober, made $30 million, which is 300 times of what I made. I understand that his work requires high complexity and large responsibilities, but is it justified to say that his work is really worth 300 times of mine? Also, would such high compensation lead him to unethical decision, which is based on his self-interest? The current CEO pay structure is heavily tied to cash and stock, which would lead the CEO to focus on short-term goals, neglecting important stakeholders such as employees, government, and society. It will also motivate the CEO to focus and then take a risk, which may harm the company, which we noticed from Enron in 2001. So I would like to ask you, how should Vector restructure its CEO compensation package that will look after all stakeholders while reflecting long-term values of the company? Thank you.
The last one.
Very good. It's been a long afternoon. Okay.
So the last one.
I'm ready to begin when you are.
Whales and dolphins seem to always be smiling, even as they're jumping through hoops and playing with our trainers at SeaWorld. But now we know that keeping the animals in the park is causing them distress. We can no longer ethically justify their treatment, especially as the public and animal ethicists increasingly embrace the idea that humans are responsible for the welfare of animals in their care. What's more is that humans are in danger and we are neglecting to safeguard our trainers. A range of experts have linked captivity with outbursts of aggression. Already, captive orcas have killed 4 humans, 1 in front of a live audience at our park at SeaWorld, and there have been at least 50 recorded close cases, many of which we have hidden from our trainers and visitors. Now, SeaWorld, we've stopped our orca breeding program, but that's not enough. We still have more to do. Right now, Tilikum, our most notorious whale, lives in a space that is 0.0001% the quantity of water he would traverse in a single day in nature. While no tank will be big enough to be a substitute for complete freedom, moving the orcas to sea pens, as we propose, would allow the animal to flourish in a better way. We need to change the way that we operate as a company in order to stay commercially viable and to be on the right side of history. Thank you.
Okay, only George knows what's going to happen next. George, what do we do next?
The summation.
Yeah, we do summation and feedback.
Yeah.
Thanks. A couple of things. Okay, first of all, let me say this right up front. All 4 of these groups were excellent. I mean it. I had the chance to listen to a group George and I had the privilege of listening to a group of 4 teams about 15, 20 minutes ago. I wish they were here in the room to hear what you guys did. I thought they all did a really good job as well, but I think you guys really stepped it up. So I want to talk to each of the 4 groups. In particular, I ask that you think about what did I learn from the groups listening to them, not ask the question, was I better, what did I do better or worse, okay? Think about what you learned from each of the techniques and the approaches that those who presented utilize as a means to make their argument, because that's what I was thinking about. Okay, so let's start with Travis. Travis, 2 things I could never do as well as you. Poise and narrative. Really, really good pace, really good approach. It looks like you do this every day, okay? Excellent work. That is a talent, that is not a skill. Skills can be worked at and achieved and improved. Talents are something that just seem to come naturally, okay? It comes across more as a talent than a skill, so really nice work. I really like the way you distinguish sort of the past transgressions and the way you also laid out a new approach in terms of what the opportunity is here, okay? Got to the point pretty well about halfway through your discussion. Nice job, okay? Amiri, well done. A couple of things I want to stress about one of the things that Amiri did. Amiri did a couple of sort of, money lines. Money lines meaning if you are, if you're trying to write about this later the next day in CNN, these are the quotes you're going to capture, okay? Or Fox News, whatever your political orientation is. Okay, trust has to be our currency. Excellent, okay? If you're going to put it, just put it on a poster. Trust has to be our currency. That's a heck of a slogan for a company like Uber, okay? Really well done. You focused on stakeholders, which is really what it's about. Stakeholders, some people say, oh, everybody's a stakeholder. No, stakeholders are the ones who you're focused on in your audience, in this case, decision makers who are trying to consider the direction of the company. Good job with the statement, ethical issues here. Really nice pace throughout, well stated. You are comfortable, you are focused, you are poised. Well done. Okay? Chang. I always like facts and data. Okay? $300,000. What is this fellow's comp? 300 million?
30 million.
30 million. Good Lord. Okay. Yeah, always use facts and data and numbers. That's a very effective way to sort of create context, and everybody can get their arm around a number typically, or they can't, and that's your point. I like the way you distinguished how you made a transition from the issue or the dilemma of this exaggerated compensation to how that in turn can distort the right priorities in terms of actions and decisions. Well done. You advocated for sort of an opposite approach that in turn can be better supported by a more reasonable comp structure. I thought that was very good. You also similarly went at a good pace. I could, how many languages do you speak?
2.
2. Okay, that's at least one more than I speak. In English is your first language or your second language? Is your second language, okay. How many others in the room speak English as a second language? Okay, that's awesome. That is amazing to me, okay? Because, you know, it's one thing to be sober, to speak your second language, and to do it in front of native speakers. And to do it in a way that, you know, you do it very well, that's, in particular group of folks you don't know, that takes some either courage or confidence or naivete. Chang, you know which one it is, okay? Very nice job, thanks for being here. Okay, team from Oxford, clearly stated ethical issue, consequences right up front, well done, we got right to the point. I like the facts and the data, you advocate for change, being on the right side of history, good money line, and you're balancing the goals. All, you know, well done, well done. I like that again. Okay, any questions for me? Okay, good. I want to tell you why I think you are here. Feel free to disagree. You are not here to win today, okay? You are here to learn, okay? That's a contradiction. Here's another contradiction. Remember this, particularly the men in the room, okay? The next time you, well, unless any of you are married, you won't know. Okay, one of the things I have to remind my children, okay, when we are doing something together, whatever we are doing together, we are not here to do whatever we're doing together. We are here to be together, and what we're doing is whatever that thing is. Okay, I was 35 before I figured that out, so I'm hoping you cut the time short. So if I'm skiing with my kids, okay, the point is not we're here to love skiing and be all about skiing. I can do that with anybody. The thing is, I'm here to enjoy being with my kids, and what we happen to be doing is skiing. Okay, so that's sort of an analogy of what I mean today, or what I want to say. So we are here to learn from each other, and to learn from the experience of doing what we're doing. Okay. Hopefully each of you will take away something either by virtue of the new experience of being a part of this and getting up in front of folks and speaking and talking, or the things we learned from each other today in the room. You know, notice how Travis had poise in sort of this natural pace, okay? Notice how Chang, despite the fact he's speaking a second language, you wouldn't even know the difference, okay? And he stepped through that pace of his arguments very well and effectively, and tied what otherwise I think is not an obvious relationship between exec comp and otherwise distorted values or approach, okay? You know, and Amiri, just boom, 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 well done. You know, went right through it. And you didn't let the pressure of 90 seconds undermine you for a moment, okay? And especially the team from Oxford, you hit all your points, you did it very well, it's like you've done it 100 times, okay? All of those things are great examples to learn from, okay? So learn from the experience of what you had you take away and what you learned from each other. Each of you made a choice to be here. I'm not aware that any of you was pressured to participate, okay? So thanks for the courage to come here, because at some moment you decided to be here. I have a freshman in college. I'm going to ask him to participate next year. Unknowing to him, when he told me he's taking a business ethics course in the fall, you know, the synapses fired and said, wow, you ought to be here next April. So I'm going to robustly suggest you do so. Okay, so I hope that is what is the most valuable part of what you take away. Okay, I'm going to leave you with a quote, okay? And the quote, I think, is an important metaphor for life in a sense. And the quote goes like this: "Don't let it be forgotten that once there was a spot for one brief shining moment was known as Camelot." And the point goes like this. It's a Jackie Onassis quote, but it really actually comes from an old Broadway play. Life is about Camelot moments. Okay, it's about the experiences we share and the moments we make together. Okay, teams are messy things, but when a team gels and comes together, a Camelot moment is in the making. Okay, I hope each of you can look back and remember this time for such an occasion. Travel safe, get home. Thanks. Well done, Glenn.
Thanks for the
Well done. It's a pleasure.
Okay.
You're welcome. Nice job. Travis, best of luck.
Can I pause this?